my people, do not sleep on this video. This is one of them spiritual essentials. Like, I'm really giving y'all spiritual essentials, and we're gonna take this joint all the way, to the end and show y'all how this shit really important, how to really make this shit crazy. Because, like, in this video, we're gonna talk about pretty much, right? Why it's hard for people to receive new information, the detriment of holding on to ideologies, what is meant by becoming a baby again, and why you should do this. See, look, if I made notes that the video is important. Now, I just wrote down a little bit of stuff. Also, yeah, this shit cool as fuck, ain't it? You know what I'm saying? If you want to get one of these motherfuckers, yeah, my boy be making these shits, bro. Just comment it down below. I'll send you his stuff and shit. You know what I'm saying? This shit hard. It's a little order going on. You know what I'm saying? Showing. If you need some energy, take that. You know what I'm saying? Take that shit. Now here's the thing though. Imagine if you believe some shit like, oh, that shit, you know what I'm saying? That shit don't got no real power for real. You know what I'm saying? If you hold on to that ideology, right, it's gonna be less harder. It's gonna be harder for you to actually feel the power of that shit. Now, peep game, right? If you become a baby again, right, you pretty much become blank. Like you become blank. So you just let shit be new. You know what I'm saying? Instead of holding on to ideologies and trying to fit some new shit into your old shit. Because that's the real problem with this shit. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, bro. Peep game on this shit. There's a reason why it's hard for people to receive new information. A lot of times when people get new information, they think it's like somewhat similar to the old shit that they've been on. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it can link up. We're going to talk about that. But, like, you got to understand that if you're learning some new shit, there's probably some new concepts that you really just may not understand yet. And you're trying to understand this new shit by thinking about some old shit instead of just listening to what the fuck is going on and really paying attention. You know what I'm saying? Like, for an example, right? Let's say that I'm trying to tell you about somebody, right? You know what I'm saying? And you keep on thinking that it's a certain person, right? So as I'm telling you about this person, you're imagining the person I'm talking about as the person inside of your head. Like, okay, but here's a really good one, right? Imagine that you got hurt by somebody, right? You know what I'm saying? Now, not even you. Imagine that person A got hurt somebody, right? And person B is dealing with somebody, right? Now, person A got hurt by this person, right? Due to the fact that when they were interacting with this person, they didn't really know how to handle the other. Like, person A, so person C, goddamn, I don't want to say all these. Pretty much, right? A nigga got hurt by somebody, right? And I'm dealing with somebody, right? Boom. Let's say that, right? Person I'm dealing with, right? They had one bad moment, right? But they're not always like that type shit. It's just a lot of shit been going on inside their life that just built up on them, right? Now, the nigga, right, who got hurt by somebody, that nigga was dealing with somebody who was really just on some shit all the time, right? So let's say that I'm explaining what happened, right, with the person I was dealing with, right? And they're like, damn, bro, you gotta stop fucking with them, shit, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, you would only say that because you're imagining the person I'm talking about as the person that you're dealing with, right? Or the person that you dealt with, right? Now, if the person I'm dealing with just had that one bad moment because they're freaking somebody in their family died, right? It would be obvious why they're a little bit off, And if you're just listening and being open to what somebody is saying, you're going to understand that. You know what I'm saying? So that's the easy way I could really put that shit. I swear to God, relationships, I feel like I said this in a video before because I'm getting deja vu. Like, I swear to God, using relationships for examples is really freaking, like, good because, or just people in general, because, like, this is really how we are. Like people will oftentimes hold on to old shit. So when they hear some new shit, they think it's the old shit and try to compare it to that old shit. And it's like, no, nigga, it's not like that. You know what I'm saying? It's not like that. Like the type nigga who say, you gotta leave her, bro, all that other shit. Bro, imagine you have a girlfriend, right? Or a boyfriend, right? And someone in their family just died. They've been losing money because they have to pay for all these bills for some shit and all this other shit, right? And they got fired for no reason or all that. And one day they just got a little bit angry and upset with you, right? Now imagine if you talking with your friend and your friend really say, bro, you gotta leave her, bro. Imagine if you really leave her. What if she just ended all because of that shit? Like, that's the last straw just made her end it all. All because your friend who got hurt by some real life crazy girl gonna give you some advice because that person not really open to what you're saying. Let's just imagine some old shit. You know what I'm saying? So That's the problem with that's the reason people can't. That's the reason why it's hard for people to learn new things sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Because they're trying to think about it in old ways. You're trying to be like, oh, okay, that shit sound like this shit, so it gotta be like that. Like, no, you know. So yeah, here's the detriment of holding on to old idea. Here's the detriment of holding on to old ideologies. Right? We already explained how you could get somebody killed because you listen to your friend who got hurt, then you leave your girlfriend or boyfriend who really going through some shit and they really need you at that time, but you just dip on them and they just, we already explained that part, right? But there's also this shit. Things in life change, right? You know what I'm saying? Hold up. Yeah. Things in life change. And plus, me have never had that shit right in the first place. You know? So, like, the shit that you believed before may not be true now. Like, it could have been true before, for real, for real. But this is some real new shit that's different now. Or you could have just never had that shit right to begin with. Like, for example, let's say you just always said that motherfucking, like, XYZ is bad, right? You know what I'm saying? But XYZ was never really bad. You just thought it was bad because you were in a bad mood that day, right? So now you always avoid X, Y, and Z because you think that it's bad. Whole time if you go to X, Y, and Z while you're happy, you're gonna enjoy that shit. So it's like you was wrong the whole entire time. Like, it was never really bad. That was just your perception. Or it could have been bad at that time, but now X, Y, and Z is some new shit that you would really enjoy. So you holding on to this old shit and it's like, bro, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? No. You gotta become baby like, and I'm gonna explain kind of how to do that. It's actually kind of simple, you know what I'm saying? Also, hold up, my fault. Don't form the thing. Oh yeah, okay, bam. So when you're trying to like learn some new shit, right? Sometimes what you're learning will tie back into what you know before, but you need to let that shit happen naturally. Like, I could give you an easy example from for me personally, right? When it comes to my past lives, bro. Getting past life memories, bro. I have to like become a baby with this shit. Just like act like I never heard anything about my shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if I like literally, I remember shit that I got yesterday and just act like I didn't get that shit. Because if I try to like, because sometimes it's like, bro, you know, our soul is an infinite thing. You know what I'm saying? It's been around for like millions of years and all that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, with all that being said, I'll get memories of maybe like let's say I had 5 lives, right? We have way more than that, but let's say I had 5 lives, right? I'll get memories of the second life, and then of like the fifth life. You know what I'm saying? And then the next day I get a memory of the third life, then the second life, and then like finally 2 weeks later I'll see like the whole entire 2, 3, 4, 5 shit. Pretty much it's like if I were to just be like, damn, last night I got life number 2 and now I'm seeing life number 5 and I'm trying to tie it back into life number 2, that shit gonna be hard as fuck and it's not really gonna make sense for real, right? But once I see the whole entire journey, I start seeing and I get it. I'm like, oh, okay. I saw life number 5 right after life number 2 because while inside of life number 5, I was tapping into some life number 2 shit. But I couldn't have understood that if I didn't see how much I changed inside of life 3 and 4, because inside life 3 and 4 I changed from life 2. You know what I'm saying? And that's why in life 5 I was reverting back to my old shit in life 2. But if I'm thinking, damn, life 5, because if I was thinking like, oh, I got life 2 yesterday and then I see life 5 today and it's kind of similar and shit like that, I'm gonna think this shit might be life 2, or I might think that is life 3. And now because I'm thinking about it like that, this shit not making no sense, because then I get this other memory from fucking there's really life 3, and it's like, damn, how the fuck is this life 3, but inside life 3 I thought I was just like life 2. I hope I didn't get too confused. I feel like people got confused when I was saying that shit. But long story short, if you try to tie shit in to some like shit that you know before, it may not always work, but it might click it in the future pretty much. So you have to just, when learning new shit, you have to just be open as fuck. That's what it means to become a baby again. To become a baby again is to act like you don't know anything at all. You're just listening to what the fuck is going on. You know what I'm saying? You don't think, oh, it's just like this, or, oh, I've heard this before. Act like you haven't. Let's say you really have heard it before, like really in depth too. There still may be some new shit for you, so act like you haven't heard some shit before. You know what I'm saying? And then after you learn, then after listening to it, then you may want to meditate on it and see what happens. But it's like, in my opinion, when learning some shit, you should act like you just haven't heard some shit at all. Now, they may be like, well, that doesn't make sense because what if I'm trying to learn like how to multiply, but I'm trying to act like I don't know how to add type shit. That's not fully what I mean. I mean with concepts and shit. Like for an example, bro. If you're reading a book, right? Obviously, like, okay, it's gonna be like smart to like hold on to what you learned in the previous chapters type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, right? But still though, you still gotta be open about the shit. Like, you still should realize like it's a new chapter. Because let's say this one chapter's talking about plasma and the other one's talking about motherfucking light. You know what I'm saying? And you're thinking that plasma and light are kind of the same, but they're not type shit because you just learned about plasma. So you're like, oh, okay, this is the light is the this form. Like you could just get it all kinds of fucked up. Like light and plasma do have a certain link. It's kind of like plasma's kind of like condensed light in a way, because like plasma like gives off light and stuff like that. But like, you know what I'm saying? But like, you could like be like, oh, light and plasma are the same shit. Cause I learned about, you know what I'm saying? And then you could just get it all fucked up. You gotta approach shit with an open mind. You know what I'm saying? But not just open as in like, okay, I'm gonna hear this compared to some old shit. You know, I'm like, no, like literally, I'm gonna hear this shit and act as if this, like if I'm hearing this shit right and it is true, what the fuck does that really imply? You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be like, okay, I hear that, but I don't think it's true because in the past that shit wasn't true. You should be like, nah, I heard this shit and I'm gonna act like it's the truth. Now this is the truth. What the fuck does that really imply? You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be really like a baby with this shit. Cause like, if you tell like a baby, right, or a kid anything, right, you know what I'm saying? And it never been, they never been lied to before. You know what I'm saying? You know, and all that other shit, right? You tell the kids some shit, they're gonna be like, okay, bet that shit is facts. You know what I'm saying? Like, kids are more likely to believe you when you tell them some shit. You know what I'm saying? They're more open to it, you know. But I'm saying a baby because even as a kid, you start building onto like you start. You know what I'm saying? Like, for an example, if you get yelled at by a parent, right, you may keep that shit in the back of your mind now. So now when your parent talks to you type shit, you're kind of a bit more defiant because they yelled at you before type shit. And you're acting like they're the same person who yelled at you when inside this person when they could be a whole new person type shit. But you know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean they're never gonna get angry at you again. It just means that in this moment they really could just be on some like real helpful shit. They could just be like, yo, eat your veggies, you know what I'm saying? And like, you're like, no, because you yelled at me, I'm making my veggies. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're just trying to help, you know. Anyway, hope you get the fuck I'm saying, bro. I don't want to make this video too long. And I feel like, yeah, Cause here's what, cause pretty much the reason why you should do this shit is gonna help you see with clear eyes, bro. It's gonna help you see with clear eyes. You're gonna have clear vision of what the fuck's going on, bro. And then when shit does tie in, your chest no type shit. Like pretty much what I mean is that my phone, I'm just getting all these messages, just fucking throwing me off. What I mean is the fact that like when you're trying to force shit to tie in, you know what I'm saying? And you're like, oh my God. It's like you're trying to make a puzzle piece just fit that does not fit, you know what I'm saying? But if you solve the other parts of the puzzle, then you could be like, oh, this shit goes here. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'll just click when it needs to click. If you're forcing it in, like, bro, no, open up your mind, bro. Stop it. You know, stop using this old concept with this new shit. You know what I'm saying? You gotta become a baby with this shit and act like you never even known it before, bro. You know. But that's kind of funny because I made a video about how you gotta stop acting, right? You know what I'm saying? But peep game. When you just become a baby to certain shit, you kind of do stop acting because what you're doing when you're quote unquote acting is that you're acting off of old programs and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You're like, yeah, these old shits are me. You know what I'm saying? But they're not. You're actually the baby shit that's like always just open and always open to new shit and could learn anything for real, you know? So it's like, gotta become a baby, bro. You know? I feel like there's more I could say on this, but I feel like y'all get the point at this point. So I'm just gonna catch y'all. You know what I'm saying? If you want some energy, take that. You know, I even throw you a little bit of a, you know, a little bit of a, you know what I'm saying? I got you. Oh, wrong way. All right, I'm gonna catch you, bro. Peace. Coaching down below, all that shit down below. Now that shit go.